Andy. Through the course of the week we get more of an Atlantic influence, so it will be a mild week with the weather systems coming in from the west instead of the cold North Arctic like we've seen over the past couple of days. Looking at things right now, you can see clear skies to the southwest of Britain, but some bits and pieces of cloud working in. This is the one weather system from the west, from the Atlantic, that will slowly push the cold Arctic air that's been sitting with us. Quite a chilly start to the day. Even caused a few problems, but these are the weather fronts. They're working their way across slowly. Remember the cold air in place? Think of it like a layer of treacle that does take its time to move away. And here's the band of rain moving in across northwest parts of Scotland for the afternoon. Notice how it's a bit more bitty. This is the leading edge of the rain, and temperatures quite chilly. If you've been out as well, you know. Into the brighter skies to the early afternoon. Look at them. 2, 3, for say, in parts of East Anglia, even London. Very cool, to say the least. This is the cold air, the treacle, just sitting in place, so take some time, but it will move away. To the southwest, Southampton about 5, and numbers coming up with just the beginnings of the rain coming into parts of Cornwall and Devon, and even south parts of Wales through the afternoon. Just the leading edge of our rain here, with the southwest winds picking up, and the main band of rain. It's a wet end of the day, with the weather front slipping through Northern Ireland. And watch out for some heavier downpours, the greens, the yellows. Through the night, we watch our weather front, continues to slowly slide its way south. It loses some of its oomph, just sort of stretches apart a bit, eventually gets down to the south coast, and clearer skies behind. Not a bad looking night, and not as chilly as well, with the morning numbers probably 2, 3, 4 to perhaps 5 as the weather system moves away. We go through the course of Monday, and it's a fine day for the most part. We've got high pressure, just a little ridge, building its way across. There's the first weather system moving away, but a fine day, a dry day for many of us, and overall looking fairly settled, to say the least, as we go along. Looking at the day then, here it is, bright skies. Could just see a few showers, maybe into the northwest of Scotland. Some of these wintry, perhaps over the higher ground here, but elsewhere, dry day and fairly pleasant for the most part. Finishing numbers coming up a little bit, 6 to further west. We're getting more of the Atlantic flow, 8 and maybe even a 9 down towards the southwest. We go to Tuesday, and Tuesday starting to see a change. This big mass of a system to the west, just nosing its way, the beginnings, thicker cloud. We're losing our ridge of high pressure. Tuesday, okay, but we start seeing the changes into the northern and western parts of Britain. The beginnings, the thicker cloud coming into Scotland, Northern Ireland, and bits and pieces of drizzle here. But further south and east you are, dry, bright, temperatures, nothing to brag about. Cool, 5, 6. Further west you've probably got an 8. And notice that weather front just sitting there waiting in the wings, which by the time we get to Wednesday could work its way through as a band of rain and quite a windy low, perhaps. We'll see how the actual low sets itself up through the week, but just watch out for that as well. And the band of rain that will slip its way across the British Isles through the middle part of the week. Remember as well, these weather systems still coming from the west, the mild Atlantic. There's the band of rain slipping south through the day. Bright skies on either side, and maybe some wet weather later on, the leftovers wrapping around, and mild numbers, probably 6 to perhaps 9. Thursday, we've got the next weather system coming in from the west with bright skies the further north and east, John. Temperatures still quite mild, 6 to 11. And we get to the end of the week, weather front, the trailing edge of that sitting about there. Then this weather system moves away as we get towards Christmas. High pressure settle, maybe frosty, but generally dry. That's the weather.